welcome to the Not My Scene podcast, the podcast where we explore different scenes, communities, subcultures, and corners of the internet and tell you what we find. I'm Kaya.
And I'm Yarden. We're back.
So let's get the admin out of the way. We release every other Tuesday. Remember to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Rate. And if you're enjoying the podcast, share it with your friends. We want to reach new ears.
Yeah. Challenge. Share with one friend every week until July 4th.
75 hard. Share with 75 friends every week for 75 days. And you will get shredded. Babes will flock to you. Okay, other admin stuff. We will be taking a little summer vacay, a brief summer hiatus. So there's not going to be an episode on June 3rd.
Don't freak out.
Scenesters, don't freak out. We promise we'll be back. We will be back on June 17th. We're not going anywhere, but we are going to be taking a little break. We're not going anywhere, but we will be somewhere.
Yes.
And stick around at the end of the episode because we're going to be doing our Scenesters from Coachella.
And we have one kind of latent Scenester about trains.
Coachella and trains.
To that. Yeah, and as always, email us, notmyscenepod@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. Let us know.
We want to hear from the people.
If you have any related stories, thoughts, ideas to any of our topics.
Questions, burning topics, if there's a topic you really want us to get into.
For sure.
Or if you just want to hear your thoughts on air, we'll read them. So get it off your chest. Okay, Den, what's been your scene lately?
Okay, so my scene this week, specifically last weekend, was darts.
Oh my god. That's been my scene lately.
Wait, really?
It's not my scene for this app, but I have been playing a lot of darts.
Oh, that's so fun. I feel like this is something I should have gotten into earlier, but I think I'd mostly done like the digital dartboards before, and I really like the analog a lot better.
Wait, I didn't know that there were digital boards. What do you mean? Like it's like a smart board?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like grids. And it's a lot harder to for it to actually stick in the digital ones, and then it automatically calculates your score. But I do not.
Dude,
like
I have
those
literally
ones.
Never heard of this or seen what.
I feel like it's like a Seattle kind of vibe.
Like you go axe throwing, and then you and your team of UX bros go and do digital darts somewhere.
Yeah, but at a bar.
I've never. So is it round or it's like a grid, like it's square?
It's round, but I don't want to talk about those darts.
Okay. Sorry.
Because that's
talk about the darts you want to talk about.
This last weekend, I did regular darts, and I just feel like, well, you know how I am and how I hand-eye coordination is not one of my strengths. So I wasn't super fiending to play darts. But Donna and I and one of our friends, we were at this bar on a rainy afternoon after the Knicks lost. And we were eyeing the darts the whole time. There was always someone playing. And then we went up to the people that were playing and we were like, is there anyone after you? And they were like, no. And we were like, nice. But we didn't realize how long it could take. And they had just started. And
so they were really bad at darts.
Yeah. We kept being like, so how about next bullseye just wins?
And did they engage with you?
They were like,
yeah, man. Whatever
it was
you say.
Definitely one of their birthdays too. We were really cramping their style. Just hovering over them oh yeah, that was a good one. Next bullseye wins.
That That was so good. Why keep going? End there. Foaming at the mouth.
Foaming
to
at the
get on
mouth.
the board.
Okay, so you know I'm bad at hand-eye coordination, so imagine my surprise when I was so good at darts.
Wow, dude, I'm stoked for you. I'm honestly not that surprised because I feel like darts is like, it's kind of like, it could be like a little special skill for a little weirdo, you know? Like, I'm not
Like
saying
me,
you're a
a
little
little freak like
weirdo, but like,
me.
yeah, a little freak like you. I feel like it's like you really lock it, like, you pinch it between your thumb and your
It's like kind of
index
like
finger.
pencil. It's like
It's giving math. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like a game of the mind. I don't know.
but I mean, when I say I was good, like
Yeah.
okay, so we were I don't know, have you played like with like the 301 scoring or did you do where you're trying to hit specific numbers?
I do to 300. I don't know what 301 is, but the way I've played
Okay,
in the
it's probably
past,
the
it's like
same.
you have to get to 300 and then, but if you like bust, if you go over, then you have to just
Yeah,
keep trying.
that's pretty much the same as 301, but it's like from 301 down to 0 instead, but it's also like you have to get to 0. Exactly. But
Elimination mindset.
but so we did that one and I was like hitting so many high ones and like bullseyes, but just kind of like
Yeah.
doing it random.
Uh-huh.
Like I was like, I'm just gonna do it random. Like I
Yeah,
wasn't
you were just
really
like throwing blindly and hitting bullseyes, but you weren't like, okay, I'm gonna
yeah.
hit a 50 now or whatever.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
wasn't so then we played this the other way, I guess, or I don't know, there's probably a million ways. But there was like a way that was set up on like a whiteboard next to the darts board where it has like certain numbers you have to hit and you have to hit each one exactly 3 times. So then I was like
Like Yahtzee, kind of.
yeah. So then I was really not as good as that one when you had to actually like try for specific
No.
ones.
I mean, that one sounds really hard. I never try for anything specific.
Just try to get on the board really.
Yeah, but I feel like darts is like, everyone has a chance with darts. Like,
Mhm.
it's way more
Yeah.
accessible than pool. It's definitely the
Ugh,
best bar
hate
game.
pool.
Yeah, me too.
Um, I wish I liked it because it's such a vibe. Uh,
Yeah.
but
But so is
okay,
darts.
but also with darts, like
Yeah, no, keep
so
going.
I was doing well, but also like my throws were definitely like not strong. Like my my dart would be like quivering as it went and then like land on the bullseye.
Shaky dart.
Like, it's, like, the same as when I'm bowling, like, I feel like my throws are
Slow.
so slow.
Quivering and landing on the bullseye is so
Like, doing
funny.
a little loop-de-loop and then landing on the bullseye.
Wow. Well, that's awesome, dude. I'm happy for you. New scene. I
Thanks.
want to play together.
Let's play yeah, let's
Yeah,
play this together.
we should. I'm like okay, but not very good. I have no, as I said, I can't aim at all for particular numbers, but I'm pretty good at like, yeah,
Throwing them
throwing the darts. Yeah.
yeah, getting them on the dartboard.
Mhm. I feel like this is a business model though, your digital darts idea and then like a Top Golf style arena. So you could like throw darts into like a green room types. I don't know what you would
That
be
just sounds,
throwing
like,
them
so
at.
unsatisfying, though. Like, I love the feeling of taking them out. Like, it's, like,
But I
so
hate the feeling
satisfying.
of the chalk.
Oh, we didn't have chalk.
Oh, how'd you keep
White
track?
we had whiteboard,
Oh my god, you had like the ultimate
and it was,
sensory
like,
darts
a really
experience.
good pen.
Darts, the game of sensory pleasures. Throwing the dart in, hearing the thud, pulling it
Mm.
out, smooth pen on the board. No bitches over your shoulder asking next bullseye.
How life feels when you don't have an eager beaver behind your shoulder asking when you're gonna be done. Oh, but also something that was funny was we were playing for probably like an hour, and then this guy came up to us and was like, and we just thought it was like free, and this guy came up to us and he was like, so actually, like, they took my card for the darts and I guess they've been charging me. And
Wait, like by the hour?
It was super unclear, and we were like,
he's like, Venmo me $100.
and we were like,
now.
I was like, should I Venmo you? And he was like, no, it's okay. I told them you were using it now. And I was like, okay. But he looked so panicked.
So did you give them a card? Like they charge you to play? I've never been charged. I've given like a card, I feel like, as like a deposit for the
I think it might have just been that, but he was freaked out. He thought we were going to run away with the darts.
I mean, the way you're talking about it sounds like you could run away with the darts.
Yeah. This makes me want to get like have a garage in my future home with darts.
Yeah,
like
I've actually had that thought
den.
too. I think the first time I played, Drew and I were like, we should get a dartboard. But like, yeah, you have to have a garage. You can't really do it. I don't know. The perks of living in a fraternity. I feel like frats can have dartboards inside.
I feel like you'd have to cover your whole wall behind it with cork. Okay, so what's your scene been?
Love darts. That's such a good scene. I'm gonna play tonight. Okay, my scene this week is a bit of an embarrassing one, but this is just I wouldn't say this is like my scene. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm so into this right now, but it's definitely something I've been doing a lot. And it's having my fly down. And this has happened like so much to me in the past like month specifically that I was like, I have to talk about, because this never happened to me up until very recently.
Never happened to you.
Never happened to me ever. I have never been caught once with my fly down. It's just not me. It's not my style.
Y'all, you gotta get into this scene, having your fly down.
It is so liberating to walk around as a woman with your fly down out and about with a pair of full coverage undies on. It's just the best feeling. No. What's been happening to me is that I have started wearing belts more. And so I keep finding myself like peeing, pulling my pants up, doing my belt, and then just walking out of the bathroom.
Well, yeah, because you feel like you've done enough. You're like, I did the thing that I do.
I did the thing. Exactly. I did.
Pee.
My business here is done, because I've like I've done something mechanical around my lower region. And it's happened to me twice at work.
And someone pointed it out?
No. And that's actually something I've been thinking about. I feel like it's very rare that people actually say XYZ in a workplace setting. Yeah. I think that you have to be close.
Yeah.
With someone to say something like, because then you have to admit that you were like looking at someone's crotch.
I can't really imagine saying it at work.
And I've seen people with their fly down at work, and I've never said anything.
Would you rather someone did say it to you?
Yeah, I definitely would. But then I would be like, okay, creepy little perv, you've been like, I don't know. But yeah, no, I would rather. So it happened to me twice at work, and then it happened to me at the airport. So I have no idea when the fly went down for this airport one, because I like got off the plane, walked through the airport, and then I walked outside to get into the like Uber pickup area, and I literally had the sensation of like, oh, I feel like there's a cool breeze in my but I was like feeling kind of sleepy, and I thought to myself, your fly has been down a lot lately, and I knew I was wearing a belt. But I just didn't have the like
who wears
energy
a belt
to
while
check.
Flying?
Me now. I've just started wearing, I don't know. I guess that is my scene. My scene is wearing belts with my fly down. You know, they're like related things. But so I like felt the breeze, and then I was like, oh, I bet my fly's down again. But then I was like, no, that's ridiculous. So I didn't check. I just kind of like pulled my sweater a little lower, because also checking if your fly is down is like also kind of embarrassing.
Well, yeah, you gotta kind of, I guess, do it with a hand, just like nonchalantly.
Yeah. I prefer to walk around with my hands as far from my groinal region as possible, just to like avoid any sense of alarm for people around me. But anyways, I didn't check. I just kind of like pulled my sweater down, and then I got home after taking my Uber ride, and sure enough, my fly was down. So
Tough. But the sweater was down, so it was okay, I think.
tough but fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I do think, like, to my point about the perviness of it all, I don't think people are like necessarily looking at your fly that often. And
Yeah.
especially if you have a belt. And I think normally when my fly is down, my button is buttoned. So it's like, it's not a gaping hole. It's just
Yeah,
like,
no, especially if you're not wearing a belt, because if your button's not buttoned and the fly's down, like the pants are just like almost off.
right, drop and trout. I would never have my fly down if I wasn't wearing a belt, personally.
I think that I often have my fly down when I
Really?
don't really wear belts.
Why? What's happening for you? What
I
business
don't
do you
know.
think you've already attended to?
Just the button. It's enough. I feel like it happens with certain pants more than others, but I can't like really recall what pant. Oh, it might be like those pants that have, instead of a zipper, like buttons all the way up.
Yeah. It could definitely be that. Like those
Yeah.
old Levi's. I could see that. Or maybe like pants that just have a difficult zipper to grasp. Like you kind of swipe at it, and then if you don't
I tried. Well, I gave it a shot.
the zipper is like the shaky dart approaching the bullseye, but then falling flat. So that's my scene. All right, should we get into it?
So our topic today is trading card collectors. And we weren't planning this episode for a super long time, but this community found us in a way.
It was so beautiful.
It was meant to be.
Thank God. Praise God for this community finding
Praise
us.
Cure.
Praise Cure. Yeah, it was meant to be. I was with my mom. We went to the International Coffee Convention for her work, and in the convention hall that the coffee convention was being held in, next door there was a convention called CollectaCon, which is the nation's largest trading card, anime, and pop culture convention, or at least
So
that's
cool.
the line that they say. I don't know. It's crazy that it's the largest pop culture convention. I feel like San Diego Comic-Con would be the largest pop culture, but I don't know how you define that. Anyways, it seems like it's the largest trading card convention, at least. So that was happening next door, and I kept seeing like cool looking people with like different cosplay on, and like Pokemon like themed outfits and bags and very complex costumes, and it just looked like a very fun place to be. So after the coffee convention was over, we went over and I talked to a bunch of people that were coming out of the convention. So I'm excited. We're going to include some interviews from that, but it introduced me to this whole world of trading card games and trading card collectors that I really like was not very savvy to before. So we decided it would be a good episode of the pod.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. And do you want to talk about like what kind of things you learned from those people?
yeah. Okay. Well, we can start with playing
Yeah,
some
let's
of
do
the
it.
interviews. Okay, cool. Because like from my perspective going in, I really knew like so little about it.
Yeah, I feel like my prior exposure to trading card games like really was like when we were children. And
Yeah.
I feel like when we were growing up, at least at our elementary school, I remember Yu-Gi-Oh was really big.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, that's
Like I
true.
remember seeing kids playing Yu-Gi-Oh at recess.
But I don't really remember anyone playing Pokemon. And in the world of like trading, like my awareness of trading cards in general has been very limited to, I feel like Tiana might have had like baseball, like sport trading cards when we were younger. But I don't know anyone. I don't have any personal friends who like I'm aware of that have trading card collections.
I had a friend growing up that had like that collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I would go to his house and I would look through them. And I remember, I mean, like I just like looking.
The wares.
I just like looking at the pictures, which now I've learned is a big part of it. So I was actually doing the right thing, but I really
you were
liked
actually very much engaging with the community
as it was meant to be. But I really liked just like any of the ones with pretty girls on them. I was like, yes, I'm her.
Okay, so I went to the outside of the convention and there was like a carpeted hall and there were a ton of people like sitting outside of the convention doors, like laying out their cards and like ripping packs, which is a term I've learned that you rip a pack. It's like to open a pack of trading cards. So some people were like rapidly ripping packs and laying those out, and then other people just like had their cards kind of splayed in front of them so that like they could look at what they had bought inside, I'm assuming, and then also like people could come up to them and see.
Cool. What if
cool.
someone like, it'd be crazy if someone had like run up and like stolen their cards and like ran away.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Well, just think like they seem
what a specific kind of theft.
They seem so exposed, like laying out in front of them.
Yeah, they were in like, I feel like most of them were in like little plastic
like in binders
sleeves, like in binders full of women. It was a really good vibes. I feel like people were it was not giving thievery, running
and
around,
also like
snatching the cards.
If you did that, you like kind of would just have to leave, and it wouldn't really be worth it.
No, I don't think you could like keep mingling. We're gonna have to ask you to leave. Okay, I'll play some of the Pokemon stuff first. So these were some people I spoke with about Pokemon. Have you been to one of these conventions before?
Not CollectaCon before, but we actually did go to Anime Matsuri and
Comic-Palooza.
Yeah, Comic-Palooza as well. So those were really fun. I don't think we've really done anything Pokemon related, but we're trying to get back into it because there's kind of like a rising around it now. But it's been really fun. We're just trying to collect stuff, spend a lot of money.
Cool. Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it a nostalgic thing for you, or what got you into it?
Yeah, definitely nostalgia. We always watch the shows, the movies, all that stuff. So we've been kind of integrated into it. We fell off of it for a while because we've just been working at school. But now that we have money and time, it's a lot more fun. Just some little hobby to kind of do and have some fun with.
Cool. So what's the main thing that you collect?
Right now, the 151 Scarlet and Violet packs, just the set for that. And the Prismatic Evolutions we're really getting into now, too.
And what ways do you engage with the collector community around these items?
Since we're kind of getting started on it again, we're kind of still a little nervous too.
Yeah.
But with these kind of scenarios, there's a lot of the celebrity type people around. So we're trying to get autographs and stuff like that. I think it's more social and just actually talking and communicating with people than it is like collecting the actual Pokemon cards.
And also meeting new people here at the convention with similar interests.
Do you think Pokemon brought you guys together? Okay, that's my mom. Okay, then my mom jumped in with some follow-up questions.
In a way, yeah.
I think it brought us together, but it's
created another
interest.
branch.
Yeah.
It's created another branch with us for sure.
And what's your favorite thing about Pokemon?
The excitement of opening a pack.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Just the chances. I guess it's the gambling side of it. But yeah.
It's like the thrill. You never know what you're going to get. What's like the rarest thing that you've gotten?
We actually just pulled it earlier. It's that Flareon EX is probably the best thing we've pulled.
And this Latios.
And the Latios. So that was a promo card. So it was just like in there whenever they bought it. Didn't even have to open it. It was just there. So that's a really cool card.
So cool. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Shout out to Wendra for jumping in. She was cracking me up. She's like, so like, would you say Pokemon is what brought you together?
She wanted a love story.
She did. I mean, it seemed like it kind of was. It does seem like a fun thing to do with your partner. A few things about that were interesting to me. I mean, I think like definitely the gambling aspect. We can talk more about that. But
I wanted to talk about that as well.
That I can see the appeal of that.
And also the nostalgia part. That was something that one of the people at the shop that I went to also talked about. He was like, yeah, I mean, like, it's so popular among us 90s kids, and it's like so nostalgic, and like now we have like the money to like really engage with this.
Yeah,
which is
it's
fun.
a funny like, oh, adult money, like, I don't know, it's such a fun use of like,
it's
oh,
like,
I earn a salary now so I could just buy as many Pokemon cards as I
it's
want.
very respect your youth.
It's so respecting my youth and buying $200 worth of Pokemon cards tonight.
Respect your youth. Be
No, I
myself.
must be.
Okay, and then it's rejoice and love yourself.
Rejoice
today.
and love yourself today, because baby, you deserve Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Do you want to talk more about the gambling now?
Yeah. So the gambling aspect, I feel mixed about it. I'm weary of like any hobby that has that like thrill, you know. You don't want to chase the thrill too much, but I do think that Pokemon cards and trading cards in general feel like a very safe outlet for someone who enjoys that rush of not knowing what you're gonna get.
I guess I'm curious to look into like if there have been people that have like gone down a dark path with it, where like, oh, we like went. No, like seriously, like
no, I'm sure people did. Sorry, I
like,
shouldn't laugh.
I've like lost my family's savings on like Pokemon cards because I don't know. I don't think that it's completely like safe. I do think it's fun, but like it is definitely gambling to some people, like not to everyone, but like, yeah.
I think there's a little bit of gambling to everyone, but I will say, like, I'm sure people get out of balance with it sometimes, but at least it's like a more productive, like, if you're addicted to just buying like lotto, like scratch tickets, that's like trash. Unless you win money from it, it's like literally trash. Whereas at least like these trading cards have value aside from their trading value. You know what I mean? Like there's
like
an
their
aesthetic beauty
art,
to them. Their art. If it's like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon, you can like actually play a game with them, which is fun. And it's like a way to connect with people, and there's a community around it. Whereas like truly playing the lottery or gambling is like, I don't know.
And there's like like there's like a storyline and characters and like a culture. Yeah, for sure.
I definitely felt that feel. I mean, we can talk about our personal experiences, but like I am eager to open my cards. And I have a really good feeling that I hit big. No, let's
tell us.
I want to keep talking about the convention.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so that was the Pokemon people, which is like probably the trading card that I have the most familiarity with, just in terms of like, I know the word Pokemon and I've heard it a lot in my life, you know?
Yeah. Oh, okay. The other thing I wanted to say though about like my prior engagement with Pokemon, because like this does make me remember, oh yeah, it was really big in the 90s. And like when we were growing up, was I remember when I went to this, and it must have been when I was like 4, because I think it was like when I lived in Seattle. I went to like this day camp.
And
for
you
like
remember when you were 4?
I do.
Okay,
it was really stuck with me.
Okay.
So you don't believe me?
No, I believe you.
Well,
I just like feel like I can't remember anything from before the age of like 10.
Okay, well that's you.
Okay, you went to this day camp. You had a vivid memory.
And it randomly was Pokemon themed that week. And I didn't know. And like most of the other kids were really into Pokemon, and we were like encouraged to dress in like Pokemon costumes and stuff. I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. And like, I don't have the stuff.
So it was like a multi-day thing?
Yeah, it was like every day for like 5 days.
And did you like try to get more Pokemon as you went on, or you were just like, no, I'm gonna do me? Like, did you dress more Pokemon?
I don't remember. I was 4.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I just remember that. And I remember the counselors telling me and my mom, like, it's Pokemon themed. Does she have anything Pokemon to wear? You can ask my mom. I wonder, she'll probably remember because she was an adult.
We should definitely have both our moms on the pod at some point. All right, yeah, we can follow up. Or actually, Scenester Sister Ron Lee, can you chime in? We'll follow up next episode about the Pokemon camp and if we got
whether it was a delusion.
Whether it was a delusion and if Den dressed any more Pokemon as the week went on. Just a little more Pokemon. Okay. So after the Pokemon people, then I spoke with another group and we talked about MetaZoo, which I had have you heard of MetaZoo before?
MetaZoo? No.
MetaZoo? Meta who? Okay, well I had never heard of it, but this was a enlightening conversation. So here's MetaZoo.
So what are you at the convention for today?
Primarily just MetaZoo. I mean, really just MetaZoo. Like that, I think I was probably the most excited about it just ever since they did the rebrand and everything.
Okay.
But yeah.
Imagine my shock and fear not knowing what MetaZoo
No, I know.
is.
I'm like cracking up.
Can you tell me about MetaZoo a little bit? Like what you like about it and what you're interested in?
Sure.
Can you tell me what MetaZoo is?
Like, this could be anything.
I mean, I think MetaZoo was extremely nostalgic, similar to Pokemon. You know, it was a big influence for them originally. A lot of the designers and you know, it's had a pretty rough start in the beginning. You know, but now that there's new owners and there's just a lot of confidence in the market. I think with a lot of what they're doing, considering the new owners. To date, I think one was a former executive from Pokemon International, and the other one was, I believe, one of the head designers for Magic the Gathering or something of the sort, but pretty high level for Wizards of the Coast. So there's a lot of confidence, I think, for a lot of people coming back into MetaZoo, you know, and yeah, seeing everything that they've been doing marketing-wise, it's been phenomenal. I'm in advertising, so I pay attention to those things for any TCG.
How did you get into MetaZoo?
I got into it initially. Was originally like wanting to get back into Pokemon and I'm sorry. Wow, I wish I would have sold. Gave away my probably over $2 million worth of Pokemon card investment.
Oh my God.
Because I thought that it wasn't gonna. I was partying and I was just having fun in my 20s and. You know, my mother was like, "Hey, you might want to hold on to those," and I was like, "Nah, that's all right. I'm not a kid anymore." You know, just gave them away. You know,
$2 million.
Yeah, all base sets, first edition. I had one base set, first edition Charizard, which was really crazy.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna pause. Can we look up how much a base set first edition Charizard is really fast? Because 2 million. Okay, I mean it like super varies. Like I see a base set Charizard number 4 for like $200, and then I see a Pokemon Charizard first edition base set for $75,000. So,
oh my God.
And one for maybe 9,000. I don't know. It's kind of all over the place, but I'm assuming the one that's 200 is like not what he's talking about. So,
yeah.
But base set, yeah. So Pokemon base set was the first English set of Pokemon trading card games released in 1999.
Yep.
102 card set. Established the foundation for the trading card game and is considered iconic. Okay, sorry, back to the interview. I just was like, whoa.
But yeah, I mean, ever since I missed the train after, I was like, yeah, I'm never going to do that again. You know, I saw MetaZoo and I was like, well, this is an opportunity to get into something that's relatively nostalgic and familiar.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. So what about like the act of collecting and trading cards? Like, what do you like about that?
Sure. I mean, you know, I think for me, it's just the community. You know, the communities, I mean, they're all pretty cool. And I stopped by a lot of different local LGS stores and, you know, talked to the owners and a bunch of really great guys and girls that usually are there. And, but yeah, I think it's the community. It's the art. It's being able to share that, you know, with others, you know, and see their appreciation off of it. You know, we're just ripping cardboard, but
Yeah.
it's really nice.
Yeah, cool. It's the cards are so beautiful. I don't think I've seen MetaZoo cards before, and they look awesome. So are these all cards that you got today at the convention, or you brought them, or?
Yeah, we just got them.
Okay.
We just got them.
How much is like a pack?
Okay, so for context, they had like a cardboard box with like stacks of them, like the individual sets of cards in them. And so while we were talking, she was like opening the packs and like checking the cards that were inside. Yeah, it was awesome.
MetaZoo, I believe, is about $5 a pack or something around the sort. I know the box is $120. And then signatures, I think, are like $15. They have two of the original artists here.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's what's really exciting. And, you know, this is the first edition. So, you know, like we're getting it at ground level with them. And yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, you'll be back at 2 million for MetaZoo in like no time.
At this point, I'm just having fun with it, you know. Like if it equals up to anything, great, you know.
But if not, like we still enjoy the process, like
Yeah.
ripping and like looking at the art and like, oh, it's so cute.
What's like your favorite MetaZoo card or most rare one that you've collected? Proudest collection?
I think. Well, initially, I mean, it was just kind of the chaser that a lot of people loved, which was the Mothman card, which is kind of like their version of Charizard.
Okay.
And then the newer chaser here in this set, Sun Wukong, is a really iconic figure, you know, and I really love the way that they designed him. So I would say Sun Wukong and Mothman are probably like two of my favorites.
Okay, cool.
in the set. Oh, and I meant to say this. One of the really unique things about MetaZoo, you know, in comparison to it just being like another like nostalgic Pokemon like copycat or anything, is all of the characters are based off of urban legends.
Oh, cool.
So like Mothman,
Okay.
right? Bigfoot, like you know, they have like a multitude of like just different urban legends. The Hodag,
Okay.
from all across the globe, from different cultures. So
Cool.
it really kind of, I don't know,
That's so cool.
it really makes it super diverse and like really unique. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of like they're taming these they're casters, and they're like, you know, kind of like taming these spirits or these
so
urban
cool.
legends. You know.
I feel like I'm gonna have to get into this now because I love that kind of thing. That's
You
so
should.
Cool. I will.
It's exciting. It's really exciting, and you're getting it at the best time.
Okay, cool.
New leadership is definitely killing it right now, and I watched their entire like demo video, their intro video. I got their introduction to their marketing team. Like I'm really particular on marketing when I'm looking into TCGs and whether or not I want to invest.
And by invest, do you mean just like purchasing the cards, or like invest in a greater sense, like?
Yeah, I mean, I think depends on like what we're going for, but sometimes, for the most part, we just like to rip for fun, you know. But when I am focused on like buying something with the intention to invest in it, usually it would be like more focused around like graded slabs, or you know, I mean, obviously this is relatively new, so it wouldn't be per se for this one, but
What's a graded slab?
Basically a slab is like a graded cards. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but a slab is essentially like where people take like, let's say, their Pokemon cards to PSA, one of these grading companies, and then they'll grade the card based on the quality of the card,
Okay.
and then you'll get a grade, and then depending on what the grade is, it'll be worth that
So
amount.
it's almost like an appraiser, but for trading cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
pretty much.
cool.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for teaching me the lingo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip a pack. Is that what you said?
You should rip. Yeah, you can rip a pack. Yeah, you can just have fun and enjoy it. You know.
I have one more question. You alluded earlier to maybe some controversy with the old leadership, or like a rebrand with MetaZoo. What happened before?
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, his name was Mike Wydell. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
The original creator, he came out. I don't really know too much about the back end other than I know a lot of people weren't happy. People were complaining about not getting paid during functions and events. Maybe I think they tried to grow too quickly because there was a lot of attention. You know, Pokemon's been an uncontested. I mean, yeah, you could say Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's not the same.
They
You know,
have a
like
lot of the market.
Pokemon really has a lot of the market, and Japan is very quick to go to legal, like if they feel like they're in competition usually. So, you know, watching MetaZoo start and then, you know, come out and get into big box retailers like Walmart and Target was really impressive.
Yeah.
For them to just be this like random startup. I definitely will say like it's really fun if you're into urban legends or just, just for fun, yeah, definitely check it out. Don't ever bet the farm on it. Just do it for fun. And this is not financial advice at all. I just want to clarify that this is just someone who enjoys it.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Don't bet the farm. A lot to unpack in that interview. I learned so much.
Oh, one thing I was thinking was, it seems like there's like a finite number of urban legends, urban myths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like which I was curious about, like, can they keep going on forever, like creating new cards?
Maybe not like forever, but like it's not like there's infinite Pokemon cards, right? Or
at
least
least like
they
the
just
make different
ones.
versions of them. Like this is
like
this version of Charizard or whatever.
Yeah, and evolutions. Yeah. What's it called when Pokemon's
Guys, we're trying to get deep into this scene, but I fear we're still only a foot below the surface.
We're still in the shallow.
In
shallow. In the shallow. Okay. Yeah, I learned so much. So the grading is so interesting. I didn't realize, and it's kind of weird. Like this is a whole almost like cottage industry to the trading card game industry. Are these people who specifically appraise trading cards and then give them a grade so that they can be sold or kept. Yeah. And then they like mount them in these slabs so that they're like preserved.
And they're like hard plastic things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And the grading is it's based on 4 things. It's based on centering, corners, edges, and surface. And then it's graded from 1 to 10 based on those.
Is centering like how the card was printed? Like if
like the image which is like centered? It's like not even your fault.
Wow.
But then it's funny because some people collect the ones that are printed weird, and like those can become super valuable.
So you want like a bad centering score, maybe theoretically, and then you want good corners and edges and all of that.
Yeah, and then I would hear people talk about like, this card is so good. Like this card's worth $80 ungraded. It's worth $80 raw. So raw is like if you haven't gotten it graded, because theoretically, like if you get it graded, you can sell it for more because then the buyers like know that it's legit and good quality, but you have to pay to do that. So it's not really worth it unless you know you have something really high value or you've like made a business out of it.
Yeah, or I feel like something I was seeing online was some people like are anti-grading in that they think that it's like kind of a scam because there's no like, governing body. It's not like it's like a government agency that's doing the grading. And so like people can also pay graders to like give them,
oh my god,
like not necessarily, but like if you go to one grader and you don't get a grade you like, you could theoretically go somewhere else and try to get a better grade. So it's like,
I feel like that happens with like lots of stuff, like jewelry.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that that's good or bad, I don't know.
Let people take advantage of the free market.
Well, I do want to get into like the business of it all because some people that obviously have more means, like for example, I heard from the people at the store, people will go to Costco like 6 a.m. when it opens and buy like all the boxes of Pokemon that they've gotten for that day.
Wow.
So that they can go through it and resell them. And then they'll end up selling like a single card for like the price of the whole box.
Wow.
So people are like
that's
making
like a very high labor
so
and
you
like
think
high waste. Like, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, you think that's valid because they're putting the labor in.
No.
Well, because I feel like people that are into this, they would like to be ripping packs and going through cards. Like that's part of the fun of it. Like I just watched this YouTube video in preparation for this, and the title was, I ripped 500 packs of like the 151 booster set so you don't have to. And like the top comment was like, We want to, but we can't because you're ripping 500 packs, so we don't have to.
Chiming in from District 12, please. That's so funny. We want to.
We want to. Like, there are shops that will bulk buy cards and then like resell individual high value ones rather than like letting consumers just buy at like the original buy box at the original price.
Yeah, let's talk through the ethics on this. I think like you can't stop someone from going to Costco, but I don't think they should. I think that's kind of like gluttonous. I think if you go to a convention and you buy a box, like the people I was talking to, I'm down with that because it's like
buying
you
one
did a
box
whole
for
day.
$120 as a fan. I don't think
Seems
there's anything
totally
wrong
normal
with that.
Yeah.
But I think like buying up all the supplies,
buying
so that,
all. No.
I mean, it's like scalpers with like concert tickets. Like scalpers will go in and like buy up all the tickets like immediately, so then they become super expensive.
Yeah. So we don't want that. I also feel like stores should not be doing this. Like I understand stores almost acting like pawn shops and like buying a card from someone and then selling that card, but a store can't rip. Like a store is a store.
You're a store.
The people with hands should be doing the ripping, not the stores. Like,
yeah, like don't take away the ripping.
Don't take away the ripping.
And okay, also, well, this is going into Magic the Gathering, but did you hear about the card Posty bought?
Yes. Let's talk about it. Did you hear about the Pokemon card that Logan Paul bought?
No, but
all right, you tell me about Posty and I'll tell you about Logan Paul.
I don't know that much about it. I just know he bought a Magic the Gathering card for $2 million, and it was from like this Lord of the Rings set, and specifically they made certain cards where there was only one of them, so he got the One Ring, and like that is the only card of that in existence. It has like a special serial number. It's kind of like an NFT where it's like, this is it. And
do you have a sense of like these really valuable cards? Like, let's, supposing that someone on the podcast today has a pack of Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings cards that they haven't opened yet, like how good could it be in there? Is it like, or is that card like the cards where they've only made one, like, oh, they've been out for 10 years, like, are people discovering these still?
I think it was like last year or something, but I don't think,
like, do I have a chance?
No, I don't know. When I went to the store and I bought a pack, it didn't seem like there was a chance, or at least
they were acting super cool about, like, really nonchalant.
Yeah, at least like the one because I was like not gonna pay a ton, so I was like, give me something like not top shelf, not bottom shelf, like mid shelf. And they were like, oh well, someone bought this pack recently and they took one card and left us the rest, and there was like a card in there that was worth $20 and another card that was worth $10, and like that was really good, and I was like, okay, I'll get one of those.
I should have asked for something middle shelf. I kind of hoped that it would be like I feel like it would be really fun if you could get the best thing from the cheapest.
Yeah,
like, here's an idea. We pay very little and we get the best thing. But like, I feel like there would be because the pack
but wait,
I got.
Wait, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Before we move on from Post Malone, what is cool is like it wasn't like a store buying him up that got the One Ring. Like it was a random person. So at least like someone got a ton of money that was just
that's
a normal person.
And now Post Malone gets to have that card.
Yeah, and the card doesn't even look very cool to me. It's just a ring.
The Logan Paul card, though, really fast.
Yes.
Okay, so a one of a kind Population 1 PSA 10 Illustrator Pikachu was bought by YouTube influencer Logan Paul in 2022 at a valuation of $5.275 million. making it the most expensive Pokemon card ever sold. But he paid $4 million in cash plus a PSA 9 Illustrator Pikachu that he already had that must have been worth like
$1 million
I don't
or
know.
something.
Yeah, 1.275 million. So it's crazy. I mean, it's important, I guess, that we have these very wealthy people playing these games because otherwise, like, you could be like, oh, this card is worth like $1 million, but like it's not actually worth $1 million unless someone with $1 million disposable dollars wants to buy
And
it.
thank God
right?
we can say this card is worth $1 million.
Thank
What would we do
God.
if we couldn't?
So for everyone out there saying eat the rich and kill the 1%, how are we going to have our $1 million Pokemon cards without the 1%? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so Magic the Gathering.
So Magic the Gathering, well, we both ended up buying Magic the Gathering cards. And
Yeah.
I actually wanted to buy Pokemon cards, but like the shop people basically laughed in my face when I
Really?
in a nice way, but they were like we haven't had those in months or something.
That's great. So I didn't realize that Pokemon was like so in demand. Like I thought that you could just buy Pokemon cards at any point.
She's the moment.
Wow. Yeah, seriously. Those people that I interviewed said like Pokemon's really having a moment right now.
Yeah. So I basically asked for a recommendation of like what kind of card I should get. I was like, what else is popular for people to buy?
What do millennials that look like me come in here trying to buy?
So I bought Magic the Gathering, and luckily one of Donna's friends came by to pick up a speaker that we'd borrowed, and we were like, hey, like you're into this, right? And then he told us a lot about Magic the Gathering. And what's different, I mean, the main differentiator I think from Pokemon is that people do collect Magic the Gathering cards, but most people play as well. Whereas, I mean, people do play Pokemon, but like there's a huge culture of just collecting for the sake of having them.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think that's more appealing to me personally. Like
playing.
Or at least like having playing is for sure. I'm just not trying to like pick up a hobby that's like accumulating things, I think, unless I'm like using the things in some way.
Also,
And
I feel like you would be into Magic the Gathering because it's like a fantasy story.
It's like fantasy and it's like board games, which is two things I love. Yeah. But go on.
It's cool. He was talking about, I mean, there's multiple modes of play, but one popular one is like you'll go to your local store and it's done as a draft. So basically, to enter, everyone buys like 3 packs of cards. So it's like $15. And then you get in like a group of like 8 people and you start ripping packs, and everyone like looks through the pack, takes one card, and then passes it. So like it's kind of like equitable, like everyone's like getting to be the first one to look at some packs. Some of them, sometimes you're getting like the last ones, but there's also some strategy, like kind of like when you're like passing in Hearts where you're like, oh, I saw that it's like these cards weren't getting taken.
That's so interesting. Wow.
Yeah,
we have
which
to
I
do
like.
this.
Yeah, and that sounds cool because I was thinking that part of the collecting piece is like you're collecting these so that you can play with them, but
that's what I was thinking too.
That means that like people that have a lot of money are just gonna like always win because they have the best and the most cards.
No, I had the same thought. Like I was like, what other game is there where you like bring your own tools? Like you like go to play Catan and you're like, well, I actually paid like $200, so I have this thing that means I definitely get this sheep port every single time. And you could go fuck yourself. Like there's no other. It's interesting that you get to like bring external influences in. But I wonder if like people who are playing Magic, like I bet if 2 people are just like friends or a group of people are just friends,
cards they have.
I would assume sometimes they use their personal cards in
I
their
mean, he said
decks.
that there is like a a mode of play where you do bring your cards. And it's also not necessarily like the best cards always win. Like you have to like be able to combine them with certain things. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's more complexity. Also, like there are certain cards that were initially released that are like banned because they're too good.
Oh my God. my like hackles just raised. Like, I'm so curious. I need to know more.
But yeah, there's definitely cool art, and that is something that a lot of people are into, both on Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, and I'm sure other TCG like MetaZoo. TCG is trading card games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just so we clarify that.
Yes.
But I was like asking him about like whether he knows certain artists or like whether the artists are known, like if that's a thing. And he said he like listed some names. So there are like certain artists where it's like, oh, like she did that card. Like, yeah.
That is so cool. It's something I didn't realize about Magic the Gathering until I went to go buy my cards, which is like, okay, hello. But I didn't know that it wasn't just like one brand of content. Like, I thought Magic the Gathering was like Pokemon, and then it was like had like a defined universe, but there's like Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards, there's Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering cards. So it was like immediately so much more appealing to me when I went into the store and I was like, wait, I can get Lord of the Rings ones? Like, yeah, that is something I care about and want.
Yeah. The ones I got Mysteries of Marlowe Manor, which apparently people don't really like this one.
I haven't heard about that as like a brand outside of this Magic the Gathering niche.
Well,
like, is there like Mysteries of Marlowe Manor? Like, is that like a TV show that they?
No,
like...
I mean, I don't think most of them are like IP, like Lord of the Rings. Well, I guess I knew about Lord of the Rings because of the Post Malone card, but I thought that was kind of more like a one-off collab. Did you see others that were like movies and stuff?
Okay, well, when I went to get my Magic the Gathering cards, the Magic the Gathering cards were like behind the checkout. So I was like trying to look at them, but also I couldn't really get like as close as I wanted. Whereas some of the other cards were like in glass, like in the counter, so you could really see them. The Magic the Gathering, they kind of they kept me away from them. Originally, when I went in, I was like, yeah, I've never done this before. I'm just looking. He was like, do you already play? Do you already have a pack? And I said, no, I don't have anything. So he said he recommended Tarkir Dragonstorm originally. And then I was like, oh, that sounds good because it has dragon in it. And then he said, or, of course we have Lord of the Rings. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do Lord of the Rings. I like that. But it kind of sounded like maybe there was better stuff in the Tarkir Dragonstorm pack. No, I don't know of other branded things other than Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings. I just saw the Murder at the Manor pack when I was Googling and it looks so goofy, 10. It's like getting like the Clue pack, but it's not even Clue. It's like off-brand Clue.
And like they're supposed to be on theme with like a murder mystery, but I'm like, some of them are, and some of them really don't seem like it.
Do you want to walk me through your cards?
Well, I'll just read some highlights.
Okay.
Polygraph orb. Like that would be that's to collect evidence. So that makes sense. Of course, there's got to be a murder.
Of course. And so you got a murder card. The card is a murder?
Murder. Destroy target creature. That's like pretty basic. Shady pretty informant.
That's very Clue.
Knife. Oh, I like this.
Very Clue.
Goblin mask maker. What? Whenever Goblin mask maker attacks, face down spells you cast. Okay. And it has a little quote. When you can't show your own face, try one of mine. I really like this one, but this seems like nothing to do with murder. It's Bubble Smuggler, and it's like this fish.
What is the description? There's nothing about murder?
It says, it's a disguise, I guess.
Bubble Smuggler?
Yeah. And the thing in italics is, by the time they noticed the missing vials, Glovax was 3 fathoms away.
Okay, so there's an under the sea element to this manor mystery.
There's Perimeter Enforcer, which is just like the cop card. Border Patrol.
Nice.
But I did get 2 cards that were rare.
Oh.
But we looked them up and they were worth 14 cents and 35 cents.
Damn. That doesn't feel very rare to me.
No. One of them was Easrim Agency Chief.
Okay. Easrim Agency Chief?
Oh my god, you scared me. And then the other one is my favorite one because it is the only one with ladies. And it's
Let me see.
Audience with Trostani. And it's like witchy ladies.
Yeah, I like that. That's like the environment I want to do ecstatic dance in. Cool.
And the quote is, "More bizarre metaphors about rot and renewal, wildly unhelpful." Okay.
So did you have fun ripping your pack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all right.
All right, should I do mine now?
Yeah.
Okay. Magic the Gathering, Lord of the... So this is the Magic the Gathering, Universes Beyond, the Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth Draft Booster Pack. It has 15 cards in it. It was $6.50. And the guy showed me on the back, it says like in tiny font, it definitely is going to include 1 rare card or higher and 3 uncommon, 10 common, and 1 land card. So I don't know what land is, but...
Oh, yeah, wait. I didn't show you my land card. Mine is... Wait, my land is an island. But this one I think is
my
basic,
land is an island.
But it's really pretty. Like, this is my favorite one, other than the ladies.
Yeah, that is pretty. It's like holographic. Okay. I'm so excited. Since I bought the cards, this is like all I've been thinking about.
Oh my god.
Which is maybe a little bit of a sign that I should not get too into this.
I mean, we should have known that you would be like this because of the Secret Spotters. And like the Taylor Swift sweepstakes and everything.
Yeah.
You love some odds.
But I don't I'm not crazy about... Drew will get me scratch lotto tickets sometimes, and they are fun, but I'm not buying them on a regular basis. So yeah. All right, here we go. Can you hear the...
Yeah, it sounds cool.
First card.
I think it's only worth looking at the rare ones, which are the ones that have the little shiny thing at the bottom.
Okay, I got Slip on the Ring. This is fun. It's all Lord of the Rings themed. Exile target creature you own. Okay, I'm not going to read all of these, but that's fun. It does not seem that rare, but you never know. Card 2, Galadrim Guide. When Galadrim Guide enters the battlefield. Okay, Rohirrim Lancer. Not rare. Creature human knight.
The rare ones also have a little R in the bottom left.
Okay. Oh, I see. And these say C, probably for common.
Yeah.
Okay, another common orcish medicine. Let's pick up the pace here. Common Hithlane knots. Oh, these are fun, though. I'm going to have to look at these more closely later. I'm going to have to take my sweet time with these. Mirkwood spider. Yeah, we all know about that. Common. It's fun, though, that it has a narrative. I feel like we need to look up the narrative of your manor and understand what happened there so you feel more attached to the cards. Snarling Warg. Boring. Great Hall of the Citadel. Do you think they're always ordered so it's the rare card is in the back? That would make sense. Many Partings. This is just a goodbye card. For you in all the lands of the West, there will ever be a welcome, dearest friend. Aragorn. Oh, uncommon. The Bath Song.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Yeah, it's just photos of a soapy bath. Awesome. So that's an uncommon. Ooh, Arwen card. I love Arwen. So hot. She's
Show me.
Show me. You know Arwen. She's the brunette elf in Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
What? We could do a whole episode on Lord of the Rings. We should. Oh, the Nazgul uncommon. It's a scary Wraith Knight. You can see the addiction forming as I open these cards. Oh, okay. I got a rare card. Woo. Press the enemy. I wish it was like a character, but it's still cool, I guess, to have an action that's rare. Oh, this one's cooler. Wait, it's common, but it's holographic. Okay, this is a nightmare elf, Haunt of the Dead Marshes. This is definitely my favorite one, except it's so scary I don't really want to look at it. Like, I wouldn't have it out, you know? Oh my god, my land is an island too. Right on.
This land is island.
What's T?
I don't know.
Ballistic. Oh, maybe token. Ballistic boulder. It's kind of a funny image. It's like two little orky frogs flying, holding onto a boulder. Okay, should we look up the rare one and see how much it's worth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's like a TCG website.
Nice. Okay, so they're being sold for 26 cents on TCG Player.
Okay. Well, you know, you got some cool ones. So the thing is, apparently they're just releasing new sets like multiple times a year now.
Wow.
So they're just like not as valuable.
Interesting. Wait. The back of the Ballistic Boulder card says seeking your precious, and then there's a QR code.
Oh yeah, that's Donna's friend also told me about that. That's like to play online.
I feel like a QR code really ruins the value of the card. Like, it looks like an ad for a personal injury attorney. It's like seeking your precious in big orange. Scan here and learn where to find collectible treatments.
Like, I don't want to think that QR codes exist in this universe.
No, and they don't. Like, that's wrong.
But yeah, like apparently there's a way to play online with just like an open source site that someone made where you can like play for free. But the official Magic the Gathering one, which is what they're going to take you to if you scan the QR code, you like have to buy digital cards that like sometimes cost more than the physical ones.
No, this feels like it should be a strictly in-person thing to me, because I feel like it's all about you're holding the cards and you're collecting them, and
yeah, Pokemon
I'm not
more
interested
video
in
game.
NFTs. Pokemon feels more video game, but that's separate. Like, that's like people playing video games, you know, not like
not like we're playing the card game online. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was fun. I am disappointed.
I'm sorry.
But it was fun. To play.
Did you get an adrenaline boost when you ripped the pack?
Yeah, but like I didn't get any ladies in mine. Well, I got Arwen, so that's good. Something else I just wanted to say about Magic the Gathering that's interesting to me, and this like difference between being able to play versus collect. If you get a card graded, you can't play with it. So
oh yeah, so true.
It's kind of funny. Like, it's like if you're collecting and you're grading cards, it's just for that. It's not.
Yeah.
I like that Magic the Gathering, you could be like collecting and playing. Although I assume if you're playing, you're ruining those corners and those edges. So,
but it's like you're getting use out of it.
Yeah, you are. That's true. Okay, so how do you feel? Could it be your scene?
I don't think it will be, but like I do like looking at the cards. Like I like looking at the Pokemon cards. A lot of them are really cute and
so
stuff.
Cute.
Okay, I love Jinx.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. Oh my god,
She's
I was
so
watching.
Camp.
Yeah, she is. She's so cantissimo. I was watching reels the other day, and I was almost brought to tears by this edit of an episode of Pokemon where Pikachu, it was like an episode where I've never watched Pokemon, to be clear, but all of the Pokemons had to be like fighting their evil clones. Like, it was very us coded, and Pikachu wouldn't fight their clone, and so they were just getting beat. I'm using they them pronouns for Pikachu. I don't know if Pikachu is gendered.
They feel non-gendered.
Yeah, I agree. So Pikachu was just standing there and taking it from evil Pikachu, and it was like really emotional. I'll find the clip and we can post it on the Instagram.
Wait, why is that so us coded?
Oh, sorry. It's us as in like the
the
movie.
movie.
Us.
I was like trying to remember when we fought our evil clones. Forgot about that. Because I was only 4.
Yeah, you remember when you were 4 and you were just taking it from evil Yarden?
But I do think that like playing Magic the Gathering sounds fun. Although I think I'd be more inclined to like get into Dungeons and Dragons, which we'll do for a podcast episode.
Mm-hmm. We will,
What about
for
you?
sure. Well, okay, first I just have to say I think D&D and Magic the Gathering get grouped together because they're like nerdy things that have 3 words in the name.
But wait, no. Also, isn't it like the same company? You said that.
Yes, it is owned by the same company, but like they're really different. Like
I know. I'm just saying. Like,
yeah, in that realm. Yeah, I totally get it. But okay, I don't think I would get into collecting, mainly just because I don't want more physical things. I'm like worried that that would play on my hoarder tendencies, and I just don't need like physical cards.
I do think it sounds satisfying to like fill up a binder and like be like, oh, I don't have that one yet, and like trying to complete a set.
Yes,
like that
actually
appeals to me.
That is very appealing, but I don't know what I would. My problem is I feel like I would have a hard time getting rid of all the cards that I had dupes of. Like I just feel like I would let everything pile up, and I would be like these
and they'd
people
just
who
be
go
like
to Costco,
loose in a box.
Yeah, it's like it stresses me out, the idea like of having to go through like thousands
of like
cards.
having
like,
so many like dupe cards.
Yeah. But I think I might get into Magic the Gathering. I had fun like going to get the cards, and I like it as like a game idea. Especially now that I know how it works with the draft function. I think I'm going to try and go and play a game. And I have played a game called Dominion where it's like you just buy it like a board game, and then it has like all of these different sets of cards, and it's basically a trading card game.
Cool.
And that was fun. I liked it. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to get more into Magic. Maybe we can have like a follow up at some point if I do play it. After I play. But yeah, I mean, it definitely appeals to things I like. I wish that the cards I had gotten were more beautiful, but I like fantasy and I like board games. I like the idea of like getting a group of girls together and like ripping a bunch of packs and playing at the park. Like I feel like
that's never been done.
Like I feel like there's a way to turn this in, like it sounds fun to buy a bunch of packs and then have all the girls over for like a game night and just play Magic the Gathering and like
I guess I just like don't know what the gameplay is like at all, so I'm like, would it be fun? Like
I think you would think it's fun. Like we love playing cards. Maybe I'll throw a Magic the Gathering party.
Scenester Sisters?
Scenester Sisters. So our first Scenester Sister for today is from it's from Loco for Locos. An anonymous Scenester Sister submission. This is about trains. And Loco for Locos says, my scene this week has been train hunting. Saw this GE 44-ton switcher and had to chase it down. Fun fact about this train, the oddly specific 44-ton weight was specific by design to avoid restrictions that 45-plus locomotives had due to a new law. The original train weighed 45 tons, and so they made a separate model that weighed 1 ton less. Middle finger to the new law.
That's a fun fact.
It is a fun fact. I love receiving this because we do know who the author of this is, and I don't think that they're typically a train spotter, so
I feel like they get into like all of our scenes, which is
it's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then our second Scenester Sister is about the Coachella episode. Loved the Coachella episode. What about the full moon? Think it had a stimulating effect on the scene? Can't wait to hear the next episode about the festival. EXO secret fan.
Another anonymous one.
I think
we did talk about the full moon. I can't remember.
I think that we might have talked about it in the context of Travis Scott's satanic rituals. We were definitely talking about it a lot at the festival when we were there. And I do think
it
it's
had a
crazy.
Stimulating effect.
Yeah, me too.
Like all 3 days, I guess the full moon was during Travis.
Yeah, I think so.
But like even the 2 days leading up, I remember being like, it's a full moon or it's almost a full moon.
People are going to be crazy. And it was like really beautiful to be able to look up into the sky. Like I saw the moon very clearly because we were in the desert. I think it has a real effect. When the full moons come out, cats get crazy. People do crazy things.
People start acting like frantic party and Saltburn.
Yeah. Also people start growing elongated canine teeth and howling.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Speaking of canine teeth, I just have to say, all of this card collecting stuff has me thinking about Labubus. And I don't know, maybe we need to do a whole nother episode about Labubus. If you're listening and you want a Labubu episode and you know what that is, or if you don't, let us know. Because it's pretty niche, but
what is that?
Labubus are those dolls that okay, I honestly feel like if you don't know, we should just do a Labubu episode. But it's related to like the Sunny Angel little baby dolls. I keep seeing videos of people collecting Labubus. I think they're really popular in Australia because it's always like, got a Labubu. Yeah, they're like little dolls that people are going like crazy for. You can buy them in like vending machines, I feel like, and stuff. And they have elongated canine teeth.
Yeah, they do. They look
I think we should talk about Labubus, maybe.
Okay.
So we'll save
Look
that.
out for that.
But yeah, remember to rate, subscribe, tell your friends.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, give us some love on all the platforms. We're trying to build that. All right.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.